Value Investors, how are you doing? My name is Stijn and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're comparing two very similar companies, and the first is Nouveau Monde Graphite, or these ticker symbols. And the second company is Talga Group, which trades under these ticker symbols. Since you guys have clicked on this video, I assume you guys know why graphite will be in high demand for years to come. So to keep this video as compact as possible, we'll not talk about why graphite is so important. What we will be talking about, however, is the following. First, Nouveau Monde's business plan and value proposition. Second, Talga's business plan and value proposition. Third, the most attractive traits of each company. And lastly, I'll give you guys my own buy targets. Let's go. Nouveau Monde Graphite is a company located in Quebec, Canada. Currently, their business exists out of two parts, and the first is their Metawini project, which is their graphite mine. This is their bread and butter. This is the property they will extract 100,000 tons of raw, high-purity graphite out of, and this is what enables the rest of the company to operate. This Metawini project will be up and running in the year 2023. And then the second part of the business is their anode material facility, and currently they're constructing one in Quebec, Canada too. See, graphite used in electric vehicles. Well, actually in lithium-ion batteries. And those bad boys, lithium-ion batteries, are found in all kinds of devices. But like I said, also in electric vehicles. And for these use cases, graphite needs to be extremely pure. And it needs to be coated and altered in all kinds of different ways. And Nouveau Monde will be doing all these chemical processes in their anode material facility. And for the year 2021, they are planning to produce around 2,000 tons of anode material. And this facility might just become cash flow positive this year already. And later, from 2023 and onwards, they are planning to do around 45,000 tons of battery anode material. And what we have been talking about previously are actually Nouveau Monde's phase 1 and phase 2 plans. And from interviews with the CEO, Eric Dessigné, and also from this slide, we can see that Nouveau Monde won't stop there just yet. They are busy planning and scheming to get up to 200,000 tons of raw graphite from a potential second mine, as well as planning to buy in flake graphite mined by other mining companies to purify even more battery anode material. And this is to power all the electric vehicle factories popping up around the world. The sky will be the literal limit for Nouveau Monde, but I think it is safe to say that they will do around 200,000 tons of raw flake graphite in combination with about 90,000 tons of anode material, all attained in this decade. And to be conservative, we'll compare the 2025 case for Nouveau Monde during the buy targets part of this video. So the 100,000 tons of flake graphite in combination with 45,000 tons of battery anode material. And funnily enough, Talga Group is constructing their business in a very similar manner. So the first part of the business will also be a mining facility. And they have 4 different graphite resources, all located in Sweden, which all combined get up to 55 million tons of graphite total resource. And from this they have the grand plans to mine up to 400,000 tons of graphite a year, which will lead to a total mine life of 14 years total. Keep in mind though, this 400,000 tons a year can be expected from the latter half of this decade. So starting from 2023, they will produce 100,000 tons of flake graphite a year at first, and then their anode material facility. And for that, they are planning to do about 19,000 tons of battery anode material from 2023 and onwards. And they see themselves expand up to around 104,000 tons of anode material, with expansion plans starting from 2025 and onwards. Cool, so their initial plans are extremely similar to Nouveau Monde's, and they also have the grand plans to expand. Probably even grander plans than Nouveau Monde has. See, from this scoping study we can see that they could manage about $8.8 billion of EBITDA a year with a mine life of 14 years. That's an insane value proposition, but that's years from now. And to be conservative and keep it similar to Nouveau, compare the base case for Talga in 2025. So 100,000 tons of raw flake graphite and 19,000 tons of battery anode material, and we'll be doing this comparison during the buy targets part of this video. And now let's compare some attractive traits from each company. So the first pro for each company is their carbon neutrality. See, they can both get their power from in part government funded green power sources. That is the partnership with Hydro-Quebec for Nouveau, and the low-cost 100% renewable power available in northern Sweden. And then the second pro for Nouveau Monde is their location in North America. They are in the prime location to fuel the North American markets, especially with all the EV factories being built by Tesla, GM, Ford, etc. Being located in North America enables Nouveau to decrease costs, their carbon footprint, and is even supported by the current political climate, since America wants to disentangle themselves from the China supply chain. And China is currently the main producer of battery anode materials. And similarly, the second pro for Talga is their location in Europe, for all the same reasons I just stated. They can be the main anode material producer for Volkswagen, BMW, and so many other legacy car makers. And they could even fuel the Tesla Gigafactory in Berlin. So the third pro for Nouveau is their management. And it isn't to say that Talga's management is bad, actually far from it. But Eric Desnier is portraying his company as an extremely interesting value proposition to all investors. And to see what I mean, just compare Nouveau to Talga's website, as well as all the interviews Eric does on YouTube, in combination with all the funny videos Nouveau Monde released on their own YouTube channel. Also, I believe management with big audacious goals are a great asset to a company, since driven management is more likely to succeed. And Eric comes across as extremely driven. And what I find extremely attractive in Talga is that they're betting on multiple anode products. See, they have their current anode material, which is a low cost, high performance part. But they're investing heavily in integrating different materials in their anodes. For example, silicon. And these different chemical makeups can lead to way different battery characteristics. For example, their Tel Node X is planned to have ultra fast charging without as much degradation found in normal anodes. Time will tell how effective this research will be, but it is great to see that Talga is looking ahead, even as far as the solid state battery future. And the last pro I want to highlight for Nouveau Monde is their upcoming uplist. Check out this video if you want to go more in depth. But in short, Nouveau Monde is planning to list their shares on the New York Stock Exchange, which could happen as early as the latter part of this month. And once those shares will land on the New York Stock Exchange, tons of new investors finally get access to this awesome company. And this might be a massive catalyst. And the last pro for Talga is their crystal clear growth bet. See, for Nouveau, their upgrade plans beyond 2025 are speculative for now. And that is fine, but Talga has them on paper already. You can actually find them on their investors presentation already. Okay, we now know about Nouveau's and Talga's business plan, as well as the most attractive trades to each. But what are my buy targets for each company? Well, keep in mind these are just my opinion. I could be wrong, and if you think I am, please let me know down below exactly what you disagree with. Like we discussed before, we'll compare the base case for each company for the year 2025, which I think is 100,000 tons of flake graphite and 45,000 tons of battery anode material for Nouveau. We will be conservative and say that these flake graphite prices will come at $1,500 per ton. 100,000 tons times $1,500 per ton results in a revenue of $150 million from the mine. And then 45,000 tons of battery anode material at about $7,000 per ton results in $350 million in revenue from their anode material facility. So if you combine those revenue streams, that comes in at around $465 million in revenue in 2025. Slap on a price to sales ratio of 10, which is in my opinion fair for a company that's growing exponentially, and we'll be using the same on Talga. So the revenue times the price to sales ratio gets us to a future market cap potential of $4.6 billion. And $4.6 billion divided by the current shares outstanding, which are about 47 million shares fully diluted, comes in at a future share price of about $100 per share. So calculate that back at 15% a year for 4 years gets us to a fair price to pay today of $60 and a margin of safety, so a heavy buy target of about $28 per share. Cool, so according to my calculations and assuming Nouveau Monde can deliver what they promise, they are way undervalued at about $13 per share. And I believe Nouveau Monde is a great buy up to $28 per share. But what about Talga? So like we've discussed before, we'll compare the base case for each company, which is 100,000 tons of flake graphite and 19,000 tons of battery anode material for Talga. 100,000 tons at the same prices, so $1,500 per ton, results in $150 million in revenue for Talga from their initial mining operations. Second, their battery anode material. 19,000 tons times $7,000 per ton puts them effectively at $133 million revenue from their initial battery anode facility. If we combine those two revenue streams, that is $283 million in revenue initially. So the year 2025 in my calculations. 283 million at the same price of sales of 10 puts them at a future market cap of $2.8 billion. And since they have about 300 million shares outstanding, that puts them at a future price of $9 per share. And that calculated backwards effectively puts them at a fair value today of $5 per share. And a heavy buy target of about $2.3 per share. So, like Nouveau, according to my calculations and assuming they can deliver what they promise, they are also way undervalued. Actually, maybe even more than Nouveau is, since I wanted to compare the share prices for the same year for Nouveau and Talga. Talga got the worst role in these calculations. See, they are planning to extend to about 100,000 tons of battery anode material from 2026 and onwards. So the 19,000 tons we calculated with is probably way conservative. But more conservatism is never a bad thing in my opinion. Do keep in mind that I'm not saying these companies will return as largely as calculated. These future share prices are more meant as a direction rather than a final destination. I am no financial advisor, do your own research. And subsequently, what companies you invest in is of course for you to decide. Currently, I am heavily invested in Nouveau and own very little Talga, but I am planning to change that. See, Talga looks like an extremely interesting value proposition for the following reasons: their clear future roadmap, the research in different kind of anode materials, and their positioning in Europe and their timing. Although we might need to wait a little bit longer for it to return exponentially than Nouveau. On the flip side, Nouveau has the uplisting come up short term, has great management and an insane value proposition too. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a like and maybe even subscribe. Comment down below what you want to talk about next, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.